Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. A little NBA bit action coming at you. First time here, do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all those things. Good to be back. Apologies for taking the bit off yesterday. I know most of you know now. We did no dunks yesterday. We had a lot of fun. Really good time. If you haven't checked out that episode, everybody loved it except for one person, which I'll be excited to make fun of at the end of the show. But we had a good time. It's good to be back. Excited to talk about a handful of pretty good basketball games yesterday. A bunch of different injury stuff, which was weird. So we'll have to get into that. Somebody said, fix that sleeve. What's wrong with the sleeve? Oh, yeah, there we go. Thank you, Boston Base. But yeah, we'll get into all that stuff. Then we'll look at tonight's games, which, by the way, tonight's games might be the worst NBA slate in history. It might be. I'm excited to talk about it. Before we dive in, though, who do we got in the chat this morning? We got Sneeps is here. We got Matic Auto sipping from an NBA bit mug. Love it. I don't know what Wee Wee's doing. Wee Wee's just, I think, dropping lyrics. We doing bars? Are we doing bars? Boston Base in the chat. Snoop Loop letting us know it's Happy National Beer Day. Love that. We got Stubbs in the chat. Stan Loves is here. Johnny Road saying Jokic. This is my favorite MVP case for Jokic right now. Jokic so good, you get hurt the next day. How about that, huh? That's like me when I run for the first time, and I'm like, wow, I actually feel pretty good. And then the next day, my quads are on fire. DJP in the chat, love it. Happy birthday to Maxime René. Also, happy birthday to my wife, which that's the first time I think I've said my wife normal instead of it's either like Borat or it's like Will Ferrell being like, my wife. Yeah, happy birthday to Maxime and my wife. All right. I think we got everybody, and then Regulator, and then we got Regulator Cox in the chat too. Good to see everybody. All right, let's start with the first thing. Actually, let's start with the first thing to get this out of the way because ESPN popped the blue chew this morning and then fired out some more Giannis stuff because we are going to talk about this Giannis stuff forever. This time we got some reporting that, it's just like, you're not going to believe this. That nobody likes Doc Rivers. One of my favorite bits from this piece that came out this morning from ESPN's reporting was that they basically were like, Bucks ownership was like, hey, listen, man, we paid Miles Turner big money. All right. We paid Kyle Kuzma big money. Those guys are going to play basketball games. Giannis Antetokounmpo, though, he's not going to play basketball games. And that came directly from ownership. What I did not realize, I did not know you could have sponsorship deals that also have contract incentives. So Giannis missed out on some money or will miss out on some money by not playing 41 games this season because of his Nike deal, which I do think is kind of hilarious, only because he was like, listen, man, I'm not going to do a Greek accent, but I love this game. I love this game. I want to play with my brothers, and that's the only reason I want to be out there, except for the fact that I also would get a ton of money if I still played with Nike. We need to end this, though. Let's just shut down the Giannis conversation now, all right? Let's just shut it down now. Let's cancel the rest of the Bucks games. The Bucks, I think they play the Brooklyn Nets tonight. I think the Bucks play the Brooklyn Nets. Both teams pick one representative. You give them a controller. You fire up NBA 2K. Whoever wins that game gets the win in the column. Let's see them try to tank on 2K. I would actually watch that. But that's it. Cover the Bucks stuff real quick. Sal Hazari saying Wemby's too skinny. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this Spurs game, shall we? So the Spurs took on the 76ers last night. Spurs get the win 115-102. But yeah, that was the story. That was the story. It was Wembanyama. Wembanyama leaving the game early, kind of just around midcourt, gets was it a screen? Is that what the contact was? Was it a little bit of a screen? I think though, I think this was more precautionary. The Spurs, right? So Wemby gets knocked, gets decked to the ground, goes back into the locker room, comes back out of the locker room, plays the rest of the first half, goes in for halftime, and then in the second half, they're like, "Hey, you know what? Why don't let's take the night off." They called it a rib contusion, right? I think he's probably fine. But the Spurs now, and I mean, we were having conversations about it during live before lock, but the Spurs have nothing to play for at this point, right? We're just what we're doing with San Antonio for the next week is like, you know how like if it may, like for me, I live in a city, right? And we own a car. So we don't have to drive all the time, but at least once a week, you gotta fire up the engine, take it for a spin around the block, right? That's, I think, what all the Spurs need to do right now. They're going to be in the 2 seed, right? We know the Thunder have incentive to win tonight's game. We'll talk about that later, but I think it's fine. Karama's in the chat saying, I wasn't watching the Spurs game, but in the group chat with my fellow Thunder fans, we're talking about Wemby. That's how you knew. Yeah. But again, I don't think this is going to be doom and gloom. I don't. I think this is probably fine. I saw all of you Calshi nuts out there tweeting, being like, holy shit, the Chet Holmgren Defensive Player of the Year numbers just flipped on its head. He's still going to win the awards. I'm not worried about it. Unless we get some sort of report today that he's going to miss a considerable amount of time, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it was more precautionary. Also, what I thought was impressive, right? So this score, the Spurs were up, 7 points at halftime. They were up 7 points at halftime. Show the video. What video are we looking for? Are you talking about the Wemby video? I don't know let me see if I have that. Maybe Underdog NBA tweeted the video. Let me see if I have that. We can show it. I don't know if I don't see it out there. I'll do a quick Twitter search. You know, Twitter's really good right now with their search features. So I'm sure that'll pop up with no weird like French porn or anything like that. But yeah, I think it's going to be more of a precautionary thing. I'm not too concerned about this being serious. Okay, there we go. I think I got it right now. Yeah, so they just got tangled up a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's pull this up. All right, so this is the play that sent Wemby down here. All right, here we go.
Yeah, loose ball, and you see both going for it. Paul making a play on the ball, gets a lot of Victor, but nothing malicious there. Just
where's the rib? Where did he get hit? Well, how's this a rib contusion, by the way? Like, how does the body work? Let's frame by frame. So when is
unfortunate?
Oh yeah, he takes it in the rib a little bit. Okay. But again, I don't know. Do you guys are you of the belief that this was fine, or do you think this is a serious injury? Also, I like how it's shown like this right now with like we kind of got images moving. But anyways, I'm not too concerned. Regulator says Wemby has to play all 3 remaining games. I don't think no, I think he just has to play 2. Because I think one of the he had one of the exceptions counted or something like that. I think it's just 2. Based on what I was seeing. Yeah, I think he's fine too. Oh, we got Jake in the chat. Let's go. We got a bro in the chat. Yeah, I think Wemby's going to be fine. I mean, listen, if you're talking from a fantasy perspective, I would not count on Wemby, but if you're talking about like, let's get ready for the postseason, then I think he's going to be fine. What I think was pretty interesting here is that, San Antonio, not only did they hold on to the lead, they extended the lead. They outscored him by 6 without Wemby in the second half. Stephen Castle, man, is awesome. Awesome. We were talking about it a little bit on No Dunks yesterday, almost to the point where maybe we're hyping it up too much, but man, 19, 13, and 10, just great. Stayed on top of it. Just carried the load there for them, and they get this W and the 60th win of the season for the San Antonio Spurs. It is kind of wild. Like we were talking about, like who should win Coach of the Year, and a name that we never discuss, right? It's always like JB Bickerstaff, Joe Mazzulla, even Mark Daigneault gets a little bit of love, but Mitch Johnson has not been named like one time. And I know they have Wembanyama, right? So it's like hard to give credit when you get a guy like that. But this team has not won anything as a group before, right? They have not made the playoffs or anything. Now, all of a sudden, if it wasn't for OKC just being incredibly dominant, they'd be the 1 seed, and they're still sniffing it down. So I don't know. I would give Mitch Johnson a little bit of love here. Fox finished this game with 13-4. How about our boy Keldon Big Body Johnson? 13-9, couple steals and a block. My 6th man of the year. Our farm king, right? He loves farming, love Keldon Johnson, man. It's been fun to see him evolve, right? Big Body used to be he was on the Olympic team. He probably thought he was going to be like leading a team, and instead just kind of carved right into a little Andre Iguodala-esque role. Maybe I called him that because they kind of have similar builds. But anyways, good win for the Spurs. On the Sixers side of stuff, though, Philly has put themselves in a very interesting spot. They play the Houston Rockets tomorrow, and then they've got 2 tank-ish games. Let's actually look at the Phillies' last few games here. Let's do that right now, because I think this is going to be pretty interesting for the Eastern Conference. I know, like for the seeding here. So if we look at the schedule, I mentioned, so they dropped this game. They have Houston on Thursday. Now they have Indiana on Friday. Now, listen, I love Tricky Dick Carlisle. And if there was ever a time we saw Carlisle's resting all of their guys tonight, I would not be surprised. I would say 50-50. If Carlisle was like, he fired up some Hamilton. One last time. Relax, have a drink with me, Spicy Pete, right? And they just run all those guys out. You get Siakam back, Nembhard back, Neesmith back, and then they go try to stick it to Philly. I went Tricky Dick Carlisle. He's done some weird stuff. And then Milwaukee on Sunday will be a dumpster fire. But if somehow Charlotte runs the table with their last 3 games, Philly would have to win this game against Houston on Thursday, or have to win it. They basically have to go 3-0 the rest of the way, right? So if we look at the standings right now, we have 3 teams tied with the exact same record for that 6th spot. We have for the 7th spot, because the Raptors right now have a half-game lead, 1 less in the loss column, though, which is important. And then the 76ers, the Hornets, and the Magic are all 43-36. We'll talk about the Charlotte game in a little bit, but that was fun. Let's do Denver Portland. This was the one game that I actually watched a lot of last night, and man, Portland. Okay, so Portland was shooting just fireworks out of their Danis Jenkins. There were just 3-pointers bombing away like it was a Trump tweet, right? It was nuts what they were doing out there. Okay, ready? Let's just fire these up. I woke up in a new Tumani Kamara, 8 for 13 from 3. Drew Holiday, 5 for 12 from 3. Scoot Henderson, 4 for 8 from 3. Donovan Clingan, 3 for 6 from 3. Matisse Thybulle, 4 for 6 from 3. Denny was the only one that couldn't get it going. He was 1 for 6. They shot 25 for 52 from 3 and lost this game. They were up 18 points, I believe, with like a minute left in the 3rd quarter. Another like ho-hum Jamal Murray game. I know he ended up finishing with 20-7, but this was nuts. Also, one and again, I'm coming from this from a fantasy perspective sometimes. They really do not trust. I know Clingan played 30 minutes, but that includes 2 minutes of overtime. They really do not trust Clingan in or I don't understand it. They don't close with Clingan. They close with Time Lord. And then in overtime, they split the minutes between Kling Kong and Time Lord. And I love Time Lord, man. I'm not like a Time Lord hater. I'm just surprised. I'm kind of surprised by it. But anyways, Drew finished this game with 19-11, 26-7. Denny, one thing, and then I promise we'll get to Denver, who actually won this game. One really impressive thing by Denny. So Denver gets all this momentum. They're on like a 21-5 run, something crazy like that. And Denny has this ability, right, where, and it was funny, the Denver announcer was hilarious because he kept being like, can you make this guy go left? And the other broadcaster is like, I'm pretty sure they're trying, man. But Denny gets the ball in his right hand, and if he can like square you up, that left shoulder, he just kind of drives it into you, gets the call, and then goes up. All right, we're Regulator and Thunder giving us the hours. Clingan can't switch on D. Okay, there we go. Look at some ball knowers in the chat. But Denny just kept getting to the line, was abusing both Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon. But let's get to Denver, man. Jokic is just awesome. And Aaron Gordon, too, hit some clutch. A corner three to tie the game. Then he hits a big bucket, but his foot was on the line with like 5 seconds left or whatever. Or not, it was more than 5 seconds left to take a 2-point lead. And then Portland ties this game, goes to overtime, and then Gordon hits another big three in the OT. They outscore him by 5 in overtime. Then look at this Jokic, man. 43 minutes, 15 for 31 from the field, 35 points, 14 rebounds, 3 dimes, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. Listen, if you get 7 stocks, it's okay if you turn it over 6 times. He created more turnovers than he had. Jamal, I mentioned, 7 for 15 from the field. He had 20 points and 7. Aaron Gordon played 31 minutes there. They did monitor his minutes a little bit better than what they did in San Antonio. He had 23, 9, and 5. And Christian Brown played 40 minutes. Also, Cam Johnson hit big threes down the stretch, or just a big three down the stretch. He had 17, 7, and 6. This was an important game, though, man. This was a very important game for Denver. And I was texting with a couple of friends. It really seemed like they were going to blow this because the 3 seed was right there. They just have this incredible win against the San Antonio Spurs over the weekend. They basically just got to take care of business here because they do have a couple of tough games left, but I don't know if it's going to matter. And then all of a sudden they start shitting the bed here. Now, granted, they weren't shitting the bed, but they were out there like they just weren't playing up to the level that they needed to play up to. So to get this win was pretty important. So, yeah, and Cam Johnson with the clutch 3 versus Spurs as well. Listen, Cam had a really tough go at it for a while, right? He has been rough sauce at the beginning of the season, has looked a lot better now. You see the Nuggets here have now, I believe, moved into the 3 seed. Is that right? They're officially into the 3 seed here. Half game ahead of the Lakers, who are taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder and are not favored. They're not favored tonight. So anyways, that was that game. That was a lot of fun. Cleveland here, they did a mass rest day. Actually, no, let's do Bing Bong. Bing Bong got a big time W. Actually, should we look at the CJ McCollum video first of that shot? I did not see that in real time, by the way, but CJ just like making some magic almost happen there for the Magic City Atlanta Hawks. This is a pretty big game for the Knicks, though, if they wanted to, really still kind of try to take a shot at the 2 seed. They needed to get this game, and Atlanta just kept hitting them with haymakers. I thought Atlanta was going to get this one, but a really nice comeback. All right, so let's get to the CJ McCollum shot here. So the Knicks now with 1.2 seconds left. Let me share this other screen. 1.2 seconds left in this game. We get Brunson on the line. 2-point game. Ready?
Brunson rattles in the second one. Knicks by 3. Hawks have to throw it down the length. They're out of timeouts. 1.2 remaining. McCollum drives from half court. Oh, he banks it in! He banks it in! No, they wave it off! They wave it off! He didn't get it off in time. They're going to look at.
Wow. I want to see, when did he let it go?
Brunson rattles in the
This is a crazy shot.
3. Hawks have to throw it down the length. They're out of timeouts. 1.2 remaining. McCollum drives from half court.
Man, that is crazy because it does feel like he gets that off in time, right? I thought he got it off at time. But man, that was dude, CJ. Shout out CJ, bro. Shout out CJ. All right, so let's go back to that game. This is a pretty big win for the Knicks, though. Atlanta, I think, is still like comfy in the 5 seed, but this, I don't know. I'm starting to believe in Atlanta. I wasn't believing in them. I was kind of treating them as like the Houston Rockets of the East. Starting to be a believer. OG Anunoby at 22 and 5. Cat 21-12. He had a couple steals too. And then Brunson was off to a slow start and then finished the game. 30 points and 13 dimes, man. Only 3 turnovers too. Mikal Bridges, it looked like Mikal. I was like, holy crap. They finally got Mikal Bridges going. But he had like 15 points at halftime and finished with 15. So whatever. On the A-Town side, we had JJ at 21, 11, and 5. You had CJ with 17, could have been 20. And then Nickeil Alexander-Walker, dude, most improved. I'm sorry. Give Jalen Duren, listen, you should, I understand why you could get it, but let's just give you all NBA and we'll clap for you, okay? Nickeil Alexander-Walker, dude, is hooping, playing like his cousin. 12 for 19 from the field, 7 for 11 from 3. He was great. Dyson Daniels, WW with 11 and 12. All right, let's see. It was in time based on the score bug, but the official timer showed it was late. There we go. Look at Maddie Harrison. Wins $100,000 and then starts fact-checking in the chat. No days off. No days off. Power Duster in the chat. When it's that far out and time is that close, they should just count it. Dude, I love this take. I love this take. Yeah, it's close enough, bro. It's close enough. Too impressive. Let's let it count. That's like in baseball or softball, whatever. If somebody makes a sick-ass catch, and then like they try to throw the guy out or the person out at first, and it's like bang, bang, and they're probably safe. Just give it to them. That was a sick play. Sick play. Who do you see in the third seed this time? Oh, the Nuggets. The Nuggets. It's over. The Nuggets are going to be the third seed, boys and girls. It's over. Anyways, good win for the Knicks. You will say it's a moral loss, moral victory for not a moral loss, a moral victory for the Hawks. 2 more games last night. The Magic. I tried to tell you the Pistons were going to be soft punting here. Jalen Duren did play 32 minutes. He had 18, 9, and 4. I got to tell you, though, I got tricked by our boy B-Ball Paul. I got excited. I saw Paul Reed was in the starting lineup. I said, fire up your Paul Reed. Paul Reed only played 19 minutes, 4 fouls in that time, 9 and 6, whatever. Jenkins 18-7. But yeah, Detroit's in the 1 seed, man. They rested Tobias, Duncan Robinson. The good news here, we saw this yesterday in the afternoon, right? Cade Cunningham got upgraded to questionable. I mean, to doubtful last night, which means Cade's close, which was pretty good. DJP said, would the Nuggets prefer the Wolves or the Rock? They would prefer to avoid OKC. That's what they're doing. Everybody would prefer to avoid OKC as long as you can. That's the goal. That's why the 3 seed is the goal. I don't think they're too nervous about matchups. I think the softest first round Western Conference matchup is the Lakers. But anyways, on the Orlando side, desperate for a win. Paolo at 31 and 5. Some really good news for Orlando, right? They didn't play Franz Wagner on the back-to-back, but they did get Anthony Black back. Played 15 minutes, scored 14, a couple steals in that run. Suggs had 12 and 12. Yeah, Orlando is desperate for that win. They've won 3 in a row. We've already said they've got the same record as both Charlotte and Philly. Detroit's like, they're just cruising. Shout out Will Smith. Just cruising. Men in Black soundtrack. Anybody? Anyways, yeah, they're in the 1 seed. They don't need to do shit. They just need to get healthy. Last game of the night. Cavs and the Grizz. So the Cavs rested everybody because Memphis is not a real basketball team. They are an AAU team right now. The Cavs rested Harden. They hashtag hard on. They rested Spida. And they honestly didn't even need, like, look at Mobley played 26 minutes. Allen played 25 minutes. He had 13 and 9. Mobs at 24 and 6. Dennis Schroeder, 22 and 11. Sammy Merrill kid knocked down 4 triples. He had 21. Keon Ellis with 19 and 8. Look at Larry Nance Jr. Playing 21 minutes. And Naquan Tomlin. Craig Porter Jr. 11, 8, and 6 with 2 steals and 2 blocks. You know what? It's not, he doesn't make this drop. Craig Porter Jr. is not one of the Porter Juniors. It doesn't mean we can't do the thing.
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers. Throwing things and buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
God, feels good, even though barely any of those guys, well, no, none of those guys are on those teams anymore, but we're still having a good time, right? We got to do it like a second edition that's just like Jonte, Craig. I don't know. Is there any other Porters I'm missing there? How many viewers did we lose in real time there? Did a lot of people get freaked? All right, for the Grizz, let's just laugh a little bit about what's going on with Memphis. Lucas Williamson, 40 minutes for Lucas Williamson. Look at these minutes, bro. OMP played 19. Cedric Coward, 18. Gigi Jackson, 18 minutes. Cam Spencer, on his birthday, mind you, 21 minutes. But let's clear out Derek Whitehead, 31 minutes. Toby Okani, 32 minutes. Adama Ball, 37 minutes. Lucas Williamson, 40 minutes. Just call the game at halftime if we're doing this. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to see it all. Let's just do a mercy rule or something. Unbelievable, man. Let's give some of these dudes some love. Let's see. We got 6 triples from our guy Adama Ball. Wow. Derek Whitehead and Ball finished 12 for 23 from three. Lucas Williamson jacked up 12 threes. He knocked down 5, 29 for 59, 49% from three, lost by 16. Good shit. Good shit. Okay, we're down in the home stretch, boys and girls. Home stretch here as we get close to this postseason. We are so close to eliminating some teams here. The Eastern Conference, right? We see it like Celtics still are 3 games. They've got 4 games left. They're 3 games clear in the loss column. I believe the games are Charlotte tonight, the Knicks on Thursday. I think it is the Pelicans on Friday, and then the Magic on Sunday, or some version of that. The Knicks here, 51-28. They only have a game lead over the Cavs as we come down the stretch. I kind of think we're going to see the Celtics and Knicks both punt that game on Thursday. I think the Knicks are going to be comfy in the 3 seed. Cavs are comfy in the 4 seed. You get the Hawks right there, have a game and a half lead over the Raptors. They should be in the 5. And then this is where it's spicy. We already covered it, where the Raptors half game lead over the Sixers, Hornets, and Magic. Heat, game and a half back. They're going to be the 10 seed. And then look at this dog shit right here. On the West, I kind of think we know where we're at, right? The Timberwolves have a 3-game lead over the Suns. A 3-game lead over the Suns for that 6 seed there. And then the Clippers, with the Trailblazers losing, they have a half-game lead now, a game lead on the loss column. The Warriors are clearly going to be the 10 seed. So we're still figuring out the 8-9. That's going to be important. And then this 3-4-5. So the Rockets still have an outside shot here. They've won 6 in a row, 8-2 in their last 10. They are a game behind the Lakers. The Lakers, I'm going to tell you, they're going to lose tonight. LeBron James is questionable. Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic obviously done for the regular season. So the Lakers do hold the tiebreaker. So Houston needs to finish a game up here. But it looks like it's going to go OKC, San Antonio, Denver. And then I think it's going to go Houston, LA, Minnesota. And that's going to, so we'll be looking at Denver, Minnesota in the first round, Lakers, Rockets in the first round. And I normally I'd be very excited for a Nuggets, Timberwolves first round series, but I got to tell you, man, if Anthony Edwards is not right, and if Jaden McDaniels is not right, with McDaniels, we already know is out for the regular season, and Ant seems like they're a little bit more concerned about this knee than we thought. They could be playing it cautious because they kind of know they're in the 6 seed now, so there's no need to fret. But I don't know. They need to get him right. Power Duster letting us know the Raps have the tiebreaker with everyone except for the Sixers, thanks to the divisional record tiebreaker. Love to see it. And you thought it would be Golden State when that Clay game happened. Yeah. Let's look at tonight's games because we got some gross stuff. And I really do believe this. Like, we've got a couple of games that are fun, but I think for the most part, this is one of the worst basketball slates of all time. Let's start with the Celtics Hornets first, because I got to tell you, man, I got some questions. So, right, we see here the Celtics are favored by 4.5. Now, this game opened with the Celtics favored by 6.5. If you are Boston and you feel like you pretty much they just got to win one of these games down the stretch, one of the next 4, and they have the corpse of the Pelicans, who have now started to just play their young guys. You have the Orlando Magic, who are also corpses and are Orlando will have something to play for in that last game. And then the Knicks on Thursday. They are pretty much locked into this 2 seed here. Okay. You're looking at the play-in opportunities, and let's have this conversation. I feel like we did it 2 weeks ago. We can do it again. All right, let's have this conversation. If you had to rank them from scariest to least scary, we've got the Toronto Raptors, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Charlotte Hornets, the Orlando Magic, and the Miami Heat. Okay, well, let's not even include Miami because I don't think Miami can get to this. Well, maybe they can still get to the 8 seed. All right. They're going to play the 7 seed. So the winner of that 7-8 game. I kind of think because Charlotte, again, needs to run the table here. I think they would rather see Charlotte into the 6 seed than the 7 seed. Now, Joe Mazzulla is an insane person. So they're like the counter to all of this argument here is that Mazzulla's like, oh, you want us to rest? They're playing 40 minutes tonight, brother. I could see that happening. But seeing the line slowly start to slide down, I don't think they want to play Charlotte. I think Charlotte is the team that could give them the most trouble. I know, listen, man, when you have Philadelphia, when everybody's looking right, like Joel Embiid last night, I don't even think I talked about Embiid's stats last night. I apologize. Let me pull that up right now because I just focused on the San Antonio triple-double side. You got Embiid here. Embiid last night played 39 minutes, going 34 and 12 with 4 blocks. Maxey got kind of gobbled up there by Castle. Gobbled? We couldn't come up with a better word. But anyways, I know on paper it looks good, man. It does look good, but I'm not really scared of Philly. If I'm a Celtics fan, I think I'd go Hornets, then Philly. I'm sorry. I'd go Hornets, then Philly, then Toronto, and then from there. Embiid is still the best player amongst all these teams if he plays. You know what? I disagree. I think I think he'd be the third best player. I think he'd be the fourth best player in that series. I think he'd be the fourth best player in the series. I think with Jason Tatum, I would go JB, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. That's what I would do. Regulators saying the Hornets would rather play the Pistons than the Celtics. Oh, I agree with you on that, but you can't fuck around in the play-in. Wouldn't you rather play the Knicks out of all three of those teams? Because the only way you play the other teams. Yes, Power Duster. Agree with that. I apologize. Misunderstood. But hold on, back to regulators' point. But you can't mess around in the play-in game. So because you can't, anything can happen in a 1-game sample size. So you don't want you're basically being like, I want to try to get to the 6th seed to avoid the play-in and play the Knicks, or you just have to win the play-in game. You can't punt the first play-in game and then be like, okay, let's hope Tyler Hero doesn't go for 50 tonight. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But I agree. Like the matchup against the Pistons, because we don't know what Cade's looking like, I get it. But anyways, I got my win horse fingers up. I got my win horse fingers up about this Celtics game. I don't think they're going to rest anybody. I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're resting Tatum. I don't think they're resting Brown. But I do think we could see something like we saw with the Pistons last night, where it's like, hey man, everybody's going to play 30 minutes. All right. Tatum, you're not playing 38, you're playing 28. Maybe they try to just steal the game early, like step on their throats early. But Charlotte's going to be playing desperate. They want to win this game. They don't want to mess around. Because obviously, even like we were saying, yes, they have a shot at the 6th seed. They also have a shot at the 9 seed. 7, 8, 9 are all tied right now. So these games are important. I think Charlotte's going to play desperate. I honestly, if I was a betting man, would you know I am? I think the Charlotte money line is kind of a fun bet, which, by the way,
none of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. Something like that, right?
All right, we've got one other good game. Can we just look at these games here for a second? Can we look at this crap? All right, let's do it like this so you can see it a little bit better. The Chicago Bulls are playing the Washington Wizards. The Bulls have already ruled out Josh Giddey and Matas Bucelis. I mean, this sucks. This sucks. This is a bad basketball game. Don't even put it on. You shouldn't even be able to find this on Stream East or wherever you go. This should not be watchable. How back in the day, I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but growing up as a New England Patriots fan, go Tom Brady, fucking go Pats, kid. But growing up as a Patriots fan, pre-Tom Brady, pre-Drew Bledsoe, if they didn't sell the game out at Sullivan Stadium, if they didn't sell the game out, the game was not on TV. It was blacked out. Let's black out Bulls Wizards, okay? There's no reason to put it on TV. No one needs to see this. No one needs to see Colin Sexton being like, ISO. No one needs that. Okay, let's keep going. So then we have the Timberwolves against the Indiana Pacers tonight. Maybe it's Bones Highland night again. Ready? Here's some injury reports for the Pacers. Pacers are without Johnny Furphy, Aaron Nesmith, Andrew Nembhard, Pascal Siakam, Ivica Zubac, TJ McConnell. They got Jarris Walker and Ben Shepherd, both questionable. Mike Zakarian is going to be playing 22 minutes tonight. Why am I watching this infomercial instead of Barry Sanders? Yeah, watch that instead. You'll never be able to squash the Stream East. Yeah, Stream East will live forever. Yeah, okay. And then the Timberwolves side, they're without Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels again. I think that's it. I think otherwise they're healthy, right? Are they missing anybody else? Yeah, that's it. God, just terrible basketball, man. Not excited. They're favored by a dozen and a half. Then you have the Bucks and the Nets. Come on, man. Bucks and Nets? God dang. All right, so ready? Here's what we got for the Milwaukee's without Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he's pissed off. Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, Ryan Rollins, Miles Turner, Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent Jr. Cormac Ryan is going to play like 30 minutes tonight. Cormac Ryan. Fullback. Oh, no, we switched to Scottish there for a second. Fullback for like Dingle FC. Like, what are we doing? No disrespect to Cormac Ryan. Pete Nance. We had Larry Nance Jr. last night. Pete Nance tonight. Jericho Sims is going to play a bunch of minutes. We're going to get Thanasis Antetokounmpo is projected for 15 fantasy points tonight. Alex Antetokounmpo is projected for 4. Terrible shit. Ready? On the Brooklyn side, you've got Michael Porter Jr., Clowney, Zaire Williams, Terrence Mann, Danny Wolf, Nick Claxton, Day'Ron Sharp, Yegor Demon, all out. Their names have like Shanae Johnson, EJ Liddell, Trevon Scott, Tyson Etienne. Like, oh my God. Just terrible. Just light these games on fire. Then we have the Miami Heat and the Toronto Raptors. Okay, we got a good game again. This is an important game. What's fun about this game, too, is I don't think everybody's going to play defense. Now, Toronto's in a weird spot here because Colin Murray Boyles, right? He played 25 minutes in the last game. He's questionable. He's got a little right quadricep contusion. All right. That's like weirdly a big deal because our other king, Sandro is questionable. He's got a knee issue that he dinged up in this last game. If they're without both of those guys, it might be Jakob Poeltl power. Did you see Doc's reported comment to the team? I don't know which one you're talking about. Are you talking about the one from the ESPN article? I don't know which comment you were saying. Oh, just look at my record. Yeah, Doc has lost the locker room. To be fair, I don't want to be in that locker room either. You got Kyle Kuzma just trying to give you like advice. I'm good. I'm all set, man. Kevin Porter Jr., famously a great locker room guy. But anyways, they've got a potential of being without both of those guys, which means Jakob Poeltl is going to have to do a lot of work, which is probably good news for Scam Adebayo as well. And then also on the flip side of that, Emmanuel Quickley. I didn't even talk about Quickley. Quickley is questionable. I do think the good news here for IQ is he's been ruled out pretty early the last week or so. There's a chance he's back tonight. Toronto being favored by 1.5, I think speaks to, I think that's Vegas just being like, I don't know, they're home and they're Canadian. So so I don't know what to make of that. On the Miami side, some good news for hashtag Heat culture. They get Storm and Norman back. Norman Powell's back. Hero missed the last game. He's back. Andrew Wiggins is back, which means we probably don't get the full Khalil Ware experience again after he had 8 blocks over the weekend. But Bam and Hero just in really, really good spots. But that's going to be a fun game. That's an important one, right? They're going to need, they're battling for playoff spots. Like Miami can still get to that 7-8 spot. Toronto's trying to get to the 6 spot. That's a fun one. And then you have the Jazz and the Pelicans. And you want to know what's not a fun one? The Jazz and the Pelicans. So the Jazz here, it's like, get ready, right? Condoms on. It's Besma Bang time. So the Jazz right now, they're without Collier, Jaren Jackson Jr., Keontae George, Lowry Markkanen, Walker Kessler, Yusuf Nurkic, Eliza Harkless. Kyle Filipowski and Ace Bailey are both questionable. It does feel like Utah's saying, hey, we're done playing basketball this year. So I don't think either of those guys are going to go, which means Cody Williams is about to hit him with a little tween. We're going to get a lot of Cody Williams. Kennedy Chandler might play a buck ton of minutes. Oscar Shashubi, Johnny Concha, Bryce Sensabaugh. Also, real quick, Bryce Sensabaugh, last 3 games, 34 points, 5 dimes, 4 boards, 20 points, 5 dimes, 3 boards, 28 points, 6 boards, 4 dimes. How about our guy, huh? Bryce, first round pick. Primetime NBA, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it's easy. It's easy when your team's built that way, Sal, you know? Anyways, and then the Pelicans on the other side, little Borrego tipped his hat a couple days ago saying, hey, man, it's time to start playing the youngins. So DeJounte Murray is questionable tonight. I kind of think he's not going to go. Trey Murphy, Bryce McGowan's already ruled out. Carlo Matkovic is already out. But you know what? Get your No Fears t-shirts on because Fears has been hooping lately, and this is a great opportunity for the young guys to cook here against Utah. So maybe Queen's Court, does Derek Queen get some extra run? Last 3 games from Jeremiah Fears. 21 points, 28 points, 8 boards, 6 dimes, 19, 7, and 3. Jeremiah Fears coming along strong. I got to tell you, if New Orleans didn't say, hey, would you like an unprotected first-round pick, Atlanta would be like, you know who had a good draft? The New Orleans Pelicans. But I think Zion's probably gonna, he'll still play like 28 minutes and not do too much. Sadiq Ebebe, same thing. I think if you're going to lean into this game script, you want to play the young guys. But man, unless DeJounte's ruled in, I don't know. I don't know what to do, man. This is gross. This is gross stuff. We shouldn't be allowed to do this. Kings and Warriors. Warriors are favored by 2 tutties. They're favored by 2 touchdowns. Golden State here has the Zanger questionable. I kind of lean he sits because I believe they're on a front end of the back-to-back, maybe. But Steph Curry's probable. He played 26 minutes in his return. I bet that's closer to like 30 if this game stays within reach. They're without Horford, Moody, Post. Santos has already been ruled out. I got to tell you, man, if there's no Zanger and no Santos, that kind of limits. Like, are we going to get some Will Richard tonight? I don't know, dude. This is gross. God, I hate this shit. And then the Kings side of things, right? They're without Levine, Westbrook, Eubanks, Sabone Bone, Isaiah Stevens, Keegan Murray, DeAndre Hunter. They also got DeMar DeRozan questionable. He's iffy for Tuesday, huh? Right hamstring soreness. He's not going to be playing. Telling you that right now. So DeRozan, the last game, played only 10 minutes. We saw the Kings last game, right? Devin Carter played 36 minutes. Reneau played 33. Cardwell played 27. Do we have to mess around with Dylan Cardwell tonight? Neat Clifford played 38 minutes. Malik Monk off the injury report only played 15. They're just going to play the young guys, man. This is gross, dude. There we go. There we go. Morning Squad in the chat said, dude, everyone needs an agent like Mike as PR push for bench guys. Yeah, dude, listen, I'm all about young guys, all right? I should be running a union. I should be make me the NBA players union. All right. I'm trying to get the young guys minutes. We could go full Bernie. We're gonna stop the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. I want these young. This is not a Bernie Sanders impression. I feel like I could 1% out of 1%. I want Jeremiah Fierce out there playing basketball. That's a little bit better. Still not good. All right, relax, DJP. Who gets the highest PRA of this awful slate? We'll figure it out. Oh, it's Mello baby. Dude, thank you for first of all, thank you for being so kind over in the Skeets show and for the no dunks. It was an honor to jump in there. That was dope. That was so cool. I was like, I didn't realize how nervous I was until it was over, and then I could feel my shoulders slowly come down. I had a great time though. That was a lot of fun. So I appreciate you coming over here, man. Anyways, apologize for the terrible Bernie Sanders impression, but we tried. Okay. But we'll do the rest of these games, but I like this comment. Sal says Spurs have proved to me they are stupid. They're playing Giraffe Wemby for no reason. No, I don't think so, man. I mean, you're seeing your Thunder, right? You said your Thunder, or like Shea's playing tonight. You think Shea shouldn't play? I mean, Shea's playing. Malone. Hey, who's Jenkins coach? I missed the Jenkins announcement. I saw Mike Malone. I'm kind of bummed Malone's going to UNC, but I didn't realize his daughter is like on the volleyball team, I think, at UNC. I love Mike Malone. I'm a Mike Malone. I'm a fan of him. Michael, excuse me. Okay, speaking of those Thunder, they're favored by 17.5 points tonight, all right? If you are in the greater Los Angeles area, you have an opportunity to play 14 minutes tonight for the Los Angeles Lakers. They're going to be without LeBron James. They're going to be without LeBron. They're going to be without Austin Reeves and Luka Magic. Let's not do it. So they're also without Marcus, my boy, is wicked smart. So listen, if LeBron doesn't go, why just play his kid, man? Bronny James, primetime, Bronny James. Valencia College. All right, Taylor Jenkins, Valencia, huh? What are we doing? No one else wanted to highlight. Well, how much they pay him? The OKC side. So OKC still has some incentive to beat the pants off of the Lakers, just to push them down to the 4 seed, because the Lakers going down to the 4 seed means OKC will take on the winner of Los Angeles and Houston in the second round, which is, I think they'd prefer that instead of Denver or what's it called? Denver or San Antonio, right? And then let those two giants beat themselves up. We'll take the loser of the two. Mavs and the Clippers. Okay, Cooper Flag Rookie of the Year push. They've got Clippers favored by 11.5 tonight. I think I'm missing something for some injury stuff, so really hold on. Mavs here. Caleb Martin. Oh, Danny Gafford. Everybody take a drink. Danny Gafford back on the injury report. He's doubtful tonight. No Derek Lively. Brandon Williams is questionable. Marvin Bagley is questionable. Dude, you know what? It might be time because, dude, if Bagley is out and Gafford is out and Lively is out, you know what time it is, right? You know what time it is?
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
This is me trying to get you hyped for Clippers, Mavs, PJ, Najee, Najee, Cooper, Flaggy. We shouldn't have done that. I was just trying to rhyme all of those, by the way. I was just trying to rhyme all of them. Do not clip that AI. Anyways, I don't know. That's the Mavs. On the Clippers side of stuff, dude, no Beal, no Yannick, no Isaiah Jackson. Whatever. Kawhi, whether this game is close or not, Kawhi is going to play exactly 29 to 31 minutes. Darius Garland, that's fun. John Collins, he's been hooping a little bit better lately too, but whatever. Whatever. Last game of the night. Can somebody explain this to me? Or seriously. Why? So the Suns are at home and they're hosting the Houston Rockets. I'm not a Rockets guy. I'm not a Rockets guy. The Suns are favored by 1.5. Like, what are we doing? Really? I don't know. I don't think so. Not for me. Not in this house. And again, I don't trust Houston in close games. I don't. But that seems weird. Houston wants to win these games. Houston has a chance to get home court in the first round. Phoenix is like locked into the 7th seed. What are we doing? So then I thought like, oh, the Rockets must be missing somebody, but they're not. Their injury report is completely clean. They're not on a back-to-back. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. And then on the Phoenix side, they're without Hayward, Highsmith. I will say Mark Williams, listen, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Our son has returned. Good to see Mark Williams back in action. Is that weird to anybody else? I don't know. I thought that was odd. I will say I didn't plug this yet this morning. I didn't even share it. Can I just tell you guys, I want to do 2 funny things right now, and then we'll build some ranks for tonight, and then we'll wrap up. We get another like 10 minutes here. I posted a new bagel with locks, which, by the way, if you guys aren't, if you're new here, this is just fantasies, like a fantasy sport, whatever, sports betting type thing. But I just do a breakdown of the slate every morning. This one was trash. I didn't share it because it was trash, because here's what happened. Underdog, apparently I needed to refresh a couple of times this morning. So all of the information that I was looking at on the Underdog side was not helpful. And so I had bad information. So I immediately I posted it and then said update. Post was a massive waste of time. So anyways, if you want to go subscribe to Bagel with Locks, comes to your inbox every morning. The other thing I wanted to do, let's do this real quick. And again, I'm not going to spend too much time because I don't want it to be bullying, but there was one person who really hated my performance on No Dunks yesterday, and I had it sent to me, and that's how I found out. But let's just real quick. This is what we can do for the intro for this.
Well, the top shot streets are a dangerous place.
All right. So, and again, I don't want to spend too much time. I should be better than this, and not pull it up at all. But I just can't. And maybe I won't even say his name because it's like Voldemort, right? It's like he who must not be named. But let me go see if I can find it. I can't help it. And I, again, not someone who typically reads the comments, but I was like, whatever. Let's like poke around here to see if I got canceled or anything. Although now, there it is. We found it. Okay. All right. I apologize for doing this again. I should be a better person. But here we go. So just when you thought it was all gone here, I'll just read the comment. You guys can see the name if you want. Just like, listen, why would you bring on a guest that has bullied other creators, tried to dunk on the Top Shot brand with his bottom shot t-shirts that he tried to profit from, among any other things? It's extremely sad to see my favorite podcast highlight dudes whose whole MO was to benefit from inflicting pain onto others. Listen, man, anytime, 5'7", 142 pounds can inflict some pain, you got to do it. The reason I wanted to share that, though, I forgot we had bottom shot t-shirts. That's one of the funniest things I think we've ever done as a community, as a collective, creating bottom shot t-shirts. So anyways, it was an excellent time to be on there. Good to see our boy still in the comments. Haven't seen our boy Dream in a while. So let's you guys want to build some ranks, then we'll get on out of here. I'll be honest. I'll be fully transparent about the ranks for tonight when trying to figure out tonight's fantasy slate. This is really difficult, man. all of these games. Honestly, you want some financial advice? Don't bet. Don't bet tonight. Don't play. Just take the night off, man. You don't even have to watch the games. Go take a loved one out to a nice meal. Go get some. It's cold in the Northeast right now. I want some Italian. It's my I do have dinner reservations tonight that I'm very excited about. It's a little fancier than normally my taste, but I'm going to get a nice, they've got like a special old fashioned I'm very excited about. Yeah. Wait, he was defending Jaden Ivey. Okay, and also thank you, man. Sal, did you find this show from No Dunks? Did we have Sal and Mello both find the show from No Dunks? That's dope if you did. All right, but yeah, my advice is to go do something else. Go watch. Are you behind on the television show The Pit? Go get caught up on The Pit. Go watch the new season of Jury Duty. Go do something like that. All right, let's build some ranks here. So I got to tell you, on Underdog, anyways. This is kind of all over the place because I think everybody is playing the Thunder to just blow out the Lakers. So you're not seeing SGA go first the whole time. I'm still doing it, though. I'm still doing it. So I'm going Shea, Cooper, Kawhi. I do think this Celtic shit is a mess, man. I think I got a little, again, Windhorse fingies are up. I'm still going to go JT, JB, and then Bam in that order. I like Goon next. And then, honestly, I really like Scotty Barnes. Miami has not played defense. I want to lean into these teams who are going to have tight rotations. They're going to play their guys a lot of minutes. So I think Scotty makes a ton of sense in this spot, especially if there's no IQ and potentially no CMB or Sandro. That means Scotty's going to have to play point center tonight. When Pirtle's off the floor, there's no reason for the Lakers to play LeBron. So I'm just playing LeBron out tonight. I'm not messing around with it. But this range, I think, is kind of wild. Like, I think I would go KD, Amen, and then, honestly, LaMelo. I think LaMelo's going to play a ton. I like him tonight. I really like Randall with no Ant is fine. I'm going to go Steph, and then Bryce. Honestly, you could put Bryce ahead of Steph. And then I like Hero, Dieng. I want to go Trey Jones. Trey Jones, Colin Sexton. I don't think Filipowski's going tonight either. And again, I told you I'm going to be light on these Pelicans, so I'm skipping over Zion. Honestly, if Will Riley's going to play, like, how many minutes did he play? 30? Yeah, I think we just click Will Riley's name again. That gets us to 21. We could put LeBron in here next just so he's in there at 22, Filipowski at 23. Okay, then I think I'm comfortable putting Chet in there at 24. We got to get to 36, but this is what I'm saying. It gets gross here. Like, I want to lean in again. These guys are going to play a lot, so Ingram and RJ is fun. Jalen Green is fine. I guess you could put Zion in there, but then, dude, seriously, here's some names. I'm just going to list off some dudes I really like tonight. Ayo, Jeremiah Fears. I don't think DeJounte, Ace Bailey, or Porzingis are going. I think all three of them probably sit tonight. So you can click them for swap options if you want. But if you want to go to Kennard again, I think that's fine. I think Bones Highland is in play. If the Celtics get weird, I think Pritchard is in play. Even Derek White could be in play. I don't know. I also think that Boston needs to focus on getting Nikola Vucevic right. So, like, I think he's in play as well. Luke Kennard doing some Lakers stuff. I think that's fine tonight too. I think, like, forget what the rankings are, what people's ADPs are. I would lean into some takes, man. Like, if you think the Kings are going to go a short rotation with no DeRozan, maybe you go to Dylan Cardwell, right? If you think the Jazz are going to sit both, Kyle Filipowski and Ace Bailey, like, Cody Williams is going to play 40 minutes. Kennedy Chandler is going to play a high 30 minutes. Besma Bang. You shouldn't play Besma Bang. Under no circumstances should you play Besma Bang. So anyways, again, my advice is to not play tonight because I'm going to play because I got a problem. But that would be my advice. All right. I think we're going to wrap there. So again, if this is your first time here, I really appreciate you tuning in. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. You can find us in podcast format, wherever you sub to those pods. We're here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. And then if check out our Elite Fantasy Sports channel too. That's all, like, you can see it on our channel too. But we'll have Live Before Lock back on Friday. And I think that's it. We're so close to the postseason. I got some guests lined up for next week I'm excited about. We'll talk more about that later. But yeah, let's call it there. I hope everybody We need to make sure we finish before No Dunk starts. But yeah, I hope you guys have a nice little Tuesday. And let's go log off, people. Let's log off.